Early in her career, Henrietta Zoldt translated and edited numerous scholarly works, including the monumental Jewish Encyclopedia. And much later, in Palestine, at the age of 73, Zoldt embarked on an important new project, Youth Aliyah, which rescued over 30,000 children from the Nazis. Like Magnus and Zoldt, Golda Meir was raised in the United States and later settled in Eretz Israel. After a distinguished career as Minister of Labor and as Foreign Minister, Golda became the fourth Prime Minister of Israel in 1969. In one of her many speeches before the United Nations, Golda Meir called out for all of those calling the Holy Land their home to unite and fight poverty, disease, and illiteracy. Albert Einstein developed the theory of relativity, contributed the quantum theory of matter, and did extensive study of the thermal properties of light. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1921 for his theoretical explanation of the photoelectric effect. He was a strong advocate of the United Nations in the hope that war could be abolished forever. Brandeis was the first Jewish jurist nominated to the U.S. Supreme Court by President Wilson in 1916. Brandeis crusaded on behalf of consumer protection and women's rights and against monopolistic business practices. Benjamin Cardozo joined Brandeis on the High Court after he was nominated by President Hoover in 1932. Cardozo was a bulwark in defense of New Deal legislation, ruling in favor of the constitutionality of important programs such as Social Security and old age pensions. Herbert H. Lehman had three distinguished careers as a public servant: Governor of New York from 1932 to 1941, Director General of the United Nations Relief and Rehabilitation Administration from 1943 through 1946, and at the age of 65, U.S. Senator for 6 years. George Gershwin was equally at home writing pop tunes, Broadway musicals, and serious music. He also pioneered in creating a genuine American folk opera, Porgy and Bess. Berlin was an American institution when the country joined in celebrating his 100th birthday in 1988. Berlin wrote both the music and lyrics for over 1,500 songs, including America's unofficial national anthem, God Bless America.
Singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long.
Benny Goodman made history on August 21st, 1935 at the Palomar Ballroom when the crowd of jumping, cheering youngsters surrounded the bandstand during a swinging arrangement of Sugarfoot Stomp, and the swing era was born. And his 1938 Carnegie Hall Jazz Concert has earned an honored place in America's musical folklore. Isaac Stern's Carnegie Hall debut in 1943 also made history, and it was largely due to Stern's efforts that Carnegie Hall was saved from demolition in 1960. Stern took up the violin at the age of 8 and has gained recognition as the United States musical ambassador. Bernstein's musical genius was multifaceted: conductor, composer of Broadway musicals, symphonic works, motion picture scores, and inspired teacher. Bernstein's impressive accomplishments include West Side Story, Candide, Wonderful Town, and of course, his famous televised Young People's Concerts. In 1927, there were over 100,000 cases of diphtheria recorded in the United States. Over the next 5 years, a massive campaign coordinated by Dr. Bella Schick virtually eliminated the dreaded disease. The lives of millions of children around the world were saved as a result of the Schick test and later by the Salk vaccine. Jonas Salk developed the first vaccine against polio. In 1954, the Salk vaccine became the first effective weapon against the crippling disease. The Salk Institute in La Jolla, California, is now one of the world's major independent centers of biological research. Isaac Bashevis Singer received the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1978. All of his writings are in Yiddish, though most have been translated into English. His books have twice won the National Book Award and have often found their way into the bestseller lists.